In my imagination, there is no complication. I dream about you all the time. Do you know what these are? They're a pair of titties. And we're going to be answering the age-old question, which are better? Big titties. No, I'll stop now. That shit's going to get very old and very childish, but we've done that. We've cleared that joke out of the way. Let's move on, because trust me, we have got a dick load to get through in the next 14 and a half minutes. In the last video, I asked you, do you like watching unboxings, to which the results were just utterly inconclusive. So we're going to do them today, but we're going to do them very quickly, all right? We're just going to speed run them. Okay, here we go. First thing we need to do is just do a bit of deck clearing. So that can go, you can go, you can go. Don't need any more USB cables in my life, thank you very much. Cool, right, 2 chargers, we'll look at them in a second. There's a 2, that's a battery. Handset, there's a battery, belt clips, rubbish, that's rubbish, and one of them dirty fucking things. That's what's in the box. Lads, I've just had to drop this in, and I can call you lads now because according to my data, 100% of you are male. Sorry ladies, if you're watching, you're still welcome, let me know. There was also in there, which I didn't show you properly, 2 absolutely unremarkable antennas and another one of them horrible dirty radio sweatbands as well. So now you know, they weren't missing. That was your boy here who done screwed up. Let's take a closer look at them. We'll do the HD3 first. It's available in 3 colours. I only have 2 of them. I'm not made of money. Remember, everything you see on this video, I've purchased. It's available in normal and prison. There's also a green, which looks like that. It's very late and it's been a long day. I am not going to bother to explain to you what the colour green is. Not even once. We'll take matey here as the first victim and I'll give you a close-up look at it. If you wondered what happened to the Casio calculator watch buttons, they're basically here. They are very small. You've got full 2 metres and 70 centimetres on this thing, as well as reception from 50 to 600 outside those bands. Wow. On the bottom you've got the USB charging socket for the battery, and under the anti-dampness flap there's another USB socket for programming. Unless you have some serious issues with impulse control, the first thing you're going to want to do with this radio, hold down the start button, hold down the PTT, turn it on. You just want normal unless you really can't trust yourself, which is quite distressing. Just hit normal. Initialization, just hit yes. You will lose the code. Yes, there we go. You will lose the code plug, whatever's on there. That's why I recommend you just do that at the start without any further pissing about. Unless you are especially ignorant, you will have noticed that the HD8 is a bit bigger than the HD3. If you just want the very, very quick version of this because you've got a life to lead and you haven't got time to watch YouTube videos about radios all day, just get that one. That's bigger, it's got more power and not as many features. Unless you really do like power and you're compensating, then get that one. They're both cheap, get one of each. There's no affiliate links on this. The very conventional antenna port on the top, combined volume on off. Only a single push to talk on the side of this, 2 definable soft keys. Under there, just a Kenwood case style connector, a blue flange plug. The screen is the same as the other one. Obviously the buttons are bigger. It just feels in the hand like a cheap Chinese radio. I cannot possibly imagine what else you could expect me to say. One thing I do find a bit disappointing on this is that this battery's held on with this sort of compromised fuck about kind of thing. No, take it back. That's actually stayed on. I thought that was going to fly off. Shows what I know. If you're an aeroplane voyeur, you'll want an HD3 because the HD8 doesn't have any airband reception. Not that it's great on the HD3, but it can sort of do it. Just a quick look at them for comparison for size against a UV5R. If you're really that bothered about the size of that versus that, you do need more protein in your diet, I must be honest, but they are broadly similar. That's a bit more girthy. One thing I've noticed with this, because it's got a nice rounded back on it, if you put a little chode on it, it does slip in your pocket quite easily, which is nice, especially if you're an adult and don't use a belt clip. Are you fucking kidding? Seriously, mate? Alright. There you go. Goes in a pocket. Let's move on. When it comes to programming, both of these radios are chirp compatible. I am not for one moment going to show you chirp life is too short. And both of them use a standard case style bow front-ended connector. Fantastic. You'll have got one of those, I'm almost certain. But what the TIDRadio H3 has done, which is seriously fucking grown up and sensible, and TIDRadio do deserve full credit and plaudits for this, is they have put a serial to UART interface built into the radio. You can just plug in a USB-C cable. Congratulations lads, with that you've done us a favour. There is also a wireless copy option on this, so you can clone one radio to another. I have tested it, works brilliantly, very happy with that. That is not available on the H8. So with the H8 you're going to be programming by your case-style connector. On this you've got wireless copy, case-style connector and USB. And that brings us on to the Bluetooth button and what that does, because we do need to have a little bit of a chat about that. The Oddmaster app will let you program both of these radios by Bluetooth. All you need to do is hit the Bluetooth buttons on them and pair them to your phone. I tried it on iPhone. I did try for you Android users to have a go. I sent off for the discs and it is available on 8-inch and 5 1/4 for the high rollers. Seriously lads, I did try on Android. I don't have one. I spent an afternoon trying to set up a virtual environment for one and then gave up. But from everywhere I've seen, it does work great on Android too. This is a joke. Calm down. The app works astonishingly well for something that I thought was going to be really janky. It lets you program channels. It lets you set up a couple of things that you can't do very easily by things like chirp. Fantastic. But after it asked me for a few permissions I was not prepared to give it, and the fact that the TIDRadio website looks like this, it's a nope from me. But you make your own mind up whether you want to have that on your phone or not. It's nothing to do with me. We're all adults here. Let's just stop at half time for a bit of channel housekeeping. I am now up to 260 subscribers. We are on target to get to 335 by November. Really looking forward to that, and that will mean a lot for me. So thanks for sticking around. I can't get videos out as quickly as everybody else because I'm not being sent stuff before it's been released. I have to queue up with everybody else to get one. I am not trying to make a channel for everybody, and that's why I've started saying the word fuck at the start of my videos. One, it clears out people and it doesn't waste their time when they get halfway through a video and hear me say a bad word. But the other thing is hopefully that will keep the advertising away. One day I may have to join the monetisation train, but at the moment where I'm going, when it turns on at a few thousand subs, for the £5 I will get a month, it is not worth me making you watch an advert. All I ask is, if you like this, seriously think about joining the Pink Helmet Party. I'm trying to make a channel for people who just want to have a bit of a laugh and see amateur radio as a fun geeky hobby you can just pick up and put down again. It doesn't have to be It doesn't have to be an all-consuming lifestyle, alright? And I really am beginning to wonder, the more videos I watch, if some people are genuinely anti-fun in this hobby. It's not the idea of this channel. We can just be the cool kids at the back of the class. With that said, I have a very important job to do. Kyler's left his mark on my helmet, and you can do. Click below, and forever you can be immortalised on a pink hard hat. You can't make mediocre measurement without a cutting mat. Real talk, this will not make me popular, but as a real life living breathing actual metrologist, if you think things like Corporal Fun Sponge here are serious measuring instruments, I'm afraid you've been misled. Things like this are brilliant, but for most YouTube measurements that you see, that includes me, but also many others, please take them with a grain of salt. We're only messing around in spare bedrooms, and that is not an RF lab. So everything you ever see in my videos is for reference. I am not going to bore you to death going through the experiments with you. You've seen them 100 times. I also do not fetishise harmonics, and I've got a video coming up about that in the next few days. I didn't actually use this to measure it. I'm not going to tell you what I used though. We'll cover that shortly. In terms of harmonics, neither of these radios have a case to answer. Some of the early ones did look pretty atrocious, but these, I'd be more than happy to use those, and on the numbers I have here, I'm sure you would be too. Let's take a look at the power. Power. For some reason, I don't know why, it just always falls like this. This is actually the last bit I'm filming. I haven't done a graphic because I've just spunked my graphics load doing the sound testing, and I really want to get this done, mostly because it's quite warm and I've been wearing this heady. I've been wearing this hoodie for about 4 days non-stop, and it's about to walk itself into the washing machine. So I'll just get cut to the chase on this. Matey here, across the board, UHF and VHF at high power, 9 to 10 watts-ish. This isn't the best meter in the world, you'll get different numbers to me. Mid power, I've got a bit of a spread on this one, between about 4 and 6 across the board. Low power, 2, 2.5-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. I like a little diddy low power, but that's fine. This one, low power is about half a watt across the board, really like that. Full chat, about 5 watts, which is what it specifies. I don't know what else you want me to say. I think 4 to 5 watts is an absolutely perfect power output for a handheld. When you consider battery life and not giving yourself an RF bukkake constantly, plaudits for that. Just right. Just something to bear in mind with the TIDRadio H8. This thing is doing over 9 watts of RF energy. That is going to be a lot of RF dripping down your chin and chest by the time you've finished with that after a good long session. So I wouldn't always be pulling the trigger at high power personally unless you really need it. But it's not for me to tell you what to do. When it comes to batteries, these are both labelled at 2,500 milliamp hours. The batteries are all 2,500 milliamp hours. I gave them all 3 cycles each on Fuxelizer, and they were all within a few percentage points of each other. They've both got 18650 lithium cells in. Something kind of interesting though, and this is something I've not seen anyone else point out, if you use these charger bases, despite what the label says on the bottom of this one, in here there's a little op-amp current limiting circuit, and it limits it to 500 milliamps. The same on this. If you plug the batteries directly in, you get about a 1 amp charge, so they will charge twice as fast plugging them in directly than putting them in the cradle. So these, I really don't understand the point of. And just a few quick sound tests. Sorry, there's going to be an annoying sound. These radios are chuffing loud. In fact, they're the loudest radio I've tested so far.
Tank Fly Boss, War Jam, Nitty Gritty. You're listening from the boy from the big bad city, and this is it. A narrow FM sound of the TIDRadio H3 for demonstration. This is a demonstration of the wideband FM sound on the TIDRadio H3. This is a demonstration of the wideband sound of the TIDRadio H3. This is a demonstration of the narrow band FM sound on a TIDRadio H8. This is a slim 12.5 kilohertz narrow FM on a TIDRadio H8. This is a demonstration of the big, bright and wide FM on the TIDRadio H8.
What do they sound like on air? Never something that's ever bothered me, but I know some people like how certain radios sound. So, I had a chat with my Selvar and SDR with loads of radios for comparison. Here you go. Form your own opinions.
This is a narrowband FM sound of a TIDRadio H3 into an SDR. This is the narrowband sound of a Motorola DP4001E on narrowband FM. This is the narrowband sound of the Bofung DM1701 on FM 12.5 kHz.
But wait, there's more.
This is the narrowband sound of a TIDRadio H8 into an SDR. This is the sound of Hytera PD505 on narrowband FM. This is the sound of that stupid Bofung UV25 on narrowband FM.
While we're having a chat about groovy sounds, these things do have a voice inverter built into them. Now, that is about as secure as a Hermes safe place when they leave a parcel. It is very easily broken. We don't need to be dry lunches, obviously only use that where legally apposite. Okay? I did say I'd get us in and out of here in about 15 minutes, so we're out of time for today. If you do want to see more, let me know. But otherwise, from me and a constant socket here, that's the end of the party today. Which one of these would I buy? Well, there's no affiliate links on this, so it makes no odds to me whether you buy one or not. I would go with the H3 simply because it's smaller and that extra bolt of power is probably not worth it. Thank you for watching. I truly am appreciative of anybody who sits through my nonsense for a whole 15 minutes. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and if you do the good thing, like I said in the last video, please don't click the bell. You've got enough white noise and distraction in your world. Goodbye.